All praises to Ahaya and Yeshaya and the Ruach. Today I would like to continue on with the mark of the beast is not carnal. This is part 3. I will be discussing another minor topic, and this minor topic is how do you physically buy and sell? From the first 2 videos, we know that according to Proverbs 20 and 23, you buy the truth, you sell it not, and also wisdom, instruction, and understanding. We know that according to Revelations 13, that the beast caused men to buy or sell, say that he had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. We know that is concerning the truth of wisdom and understanding and buying and selling the truth. And we also know that one would have to recognize that you will receive a mark in your right hand and forehead if you worship also the image. And we know that image is the picture of Caesar Borgia, the son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. He was an actual man. So you can't get away with just buying or selling the doctrine. If you are worshiping the image of the beast, you shall likewise perish as well. In part 2, we discussed that according to Revelation 17, we know that the mystery Babylon is an harlot. We know that mystery Babylon is a harlot, and she is none other than the Roman Catholic Church with many harlots under her, and that those buildings are traps for spirits and for your spirit, for you to be a potential host for spirits, and the people that are running those institutions do not have the authority to teach the Hebrew nations. We have discussed how you spiritually buy and sell concerning the true doctrine of the Most High and authority of the Most High and His Son. Now let's discuss the physical aspect of this matter, and let's look back into the Bible and see, have we as Hebrews and Gentiles that follow the Hebrews and their doctrine according to the Most High, Ahaya, and Yeshaya, have bought and sell in the past. And let's see that these people receive a certain RFID chip in the mark of their hand or in their forehead. Or let's see that they break the laws of the Most High that are written in your right hand and in your forehead. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. The people are being deceived, and they received a mark in their right hand and in their foreheads. These people are destined to do this. The words of Nehemiah the son of Hagaliah. And it came to pass in the month of Chislev, in the 20th year, as I was in Shushan the palace, that Hanai, one of my brethren, came, he and certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of the captivity, and concerning Jerusalem. And they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity there, province, are in great affliction and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. When I heard these words, that I sat down and wept and mourned certain days, and fasted and prayed before the Most High of heaven, and said, I beseech thee, O Most High Power of heaven, the great and terrible power that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love and observe his commandments. Let thine ear now be attentive, and thine eyes open, that thou mayest hear the prayer of thy servant, which I pray before thee now, day and night, for the children of Israel, thy servants, and confess the sins of the children of Israel. We have sinned against thee, both I and my father's house have sinned. We have dealt very corruptly against thee, and have not kept the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the judgments, which thou commandest thy servant Moses. Remember, I beseech thee, the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, saying, If ye transgress, I will scatter you abroad among the nations. But if ye turn unto me, and keep my commandments, and do them, though there were of you cast out unto the uttermost part of the heaven, yet will I gather them from thence, and will bring them unto the place that I have chosen to set my name there. Now these are thy servants and thy people, whom thou hast redeemed by the great power and by thy strong hand. O Most High, I beseech thee, let now thine ear be attentive to the prayer of thy servant, and to the prayer of thy servants, who desire to fear thy name and prosper. I pray thee, thy servant this day, and grant him mercy in the sight of this man, for I was the king's cupbearer. Here we have Nehemiah, and he's protesting and writing and confessing the sins of his father himself, that they did not keep the law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave them. His father did not keep the commandments, and he didn't keep the commandments because he said, both I and my father's house have sinned. And he's confessing that they didn't keep the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the judgments which the Most High commanded. Thus the Most High brought Israel and Judah into captivity. On that day they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people, and therein was found written that the Ammonite and the Moabite should not come into the congregation of the Most High forever, because they met not the children of Israel with bread and with water, but hired Balaam against them, that he should curse them. Howbeit our power turned the curse into a blessing. Now it came to pass, when they had heard the law, that they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude. And for this Elishab the priest, having the oversight of the chamber of the house of our power, was allied unto Tobiah, and he had prepared for him a great chamber, where aforetime they laid the meat offerings, the frankincense, and the vessels, and the tithes of the corn, the new wine, and the oil, which was commanded to be given to the Levites, and the singers, and the porters, and the offerings of the priests. But in all this time was not I at Jerusalem, for in the 32nd year of Xerxes, king of Babylon, came I unto the king, and after certain days obtained I leave of the king. And I came to Jerusalem, and understood of the evil that Elishab did for Tobiah, in preparing him a chamber in the courts of the house of the Most High, And it grieved me sore that I cast forth all the household stuff of Tobiah out of the chamber. Then I commanded, and they cleansed the chambers. And thither brought I again the vessels of the house of the Most High, with the meat offering and the frankincense. And I perceived that the portions of the Levites had not been given them. For the Levites and the singers that did the work were fled, every one to his field. Then contended I with the rulers, and said, Why is the house of the Most High forsaken? And I gathered them together, and set them in their place. Then brought all Judah the tithe of the corn, and the new wine, and the oil, unto the treasuries, and I made treasures over the treasuries. Shelemiah the priest of Zadok, the scribe, and of the Levites, Pedaiah, and next to them was Hanan, the son of Zaccur, the son of Mattaniah, for they were counted faithful, and their office was to distribute unto their brethren. Remember me, O my power, concerning this, and wipe not out my good deeds that I have done for the house of my power, and for the offices thereof. In those days saw I in Judah some treading wine presses on the Sabbath, and bringing in sheaves, and lading asses, as also wine, grapes, and figs, and all manner of burdens which they have brought unto Jerusalem on the Sabbath. And I testified against them in that day, wherein they sold victuals. Here we have Nehemiah, and verse he's telling us that the Ammonite and the Moabite was cut off from the congregation of the Most High because they met the children of Israel without bread and water, and they hired Balaam to conspire against them, that he should curse them or cause them to break away from the laws, statutes, and commandments. But the Most High saw what was going on and turned that curse into a blessing. And they were reading out of the law, and the mixed multitude that was amongst Israel did not want to follow suit, so they separated from Israel. And it states that Elisha, having the oversight of the chamber of the house of the Most High, was allied to Tobiah. This lets you know that this has to do with the Most High's house of worship at this particular time. And Nehemiah came to Jerusalem and saw the evil that Elisha did to Tobiah in preparing the chamber and the house of the Most High. So he contended with the rulers and asked them, why is the Most High's house forsaken? Why are they neglecting the house of the Most High? And then Judah brought the tithing, which is corn, new wine, and oil, and he made treasuries. And Nehemiah pleaded to the Most High to remember him concerning the good deeds that he had done, and not to wipe them out of his sight, for he had did this to help restore the house of the Most High. And then he saw Judah treading wine presses on the Sabbath, bringing in sheaves, lading asses, and wine, and grapes, and figs, and all manner of burdens on the Sabbath day. And they sold victuals. So this lets you know they were breaking the Most High's commandment. Lets you know that they were breaking the Most High's commandment, which is remember the Sabbath day and to keep it holy. They were breaking the Sabbath. Now, did these people receive a RFID chip in their hand? No, they did not. But they were in slavery, though. They received the curse of slavery. There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish and all manner of ware, and sold on the Sabbath unto the children of Judah and of Jerusalem. Then I contended with the nobles of Judah, and said unto them, What thing is this that we do and profane the Sabbath day? Did not your fathers thus, and did not our power bring all this evil upon us and upon this city? Yet ye bring more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, I commanded that the gates should be shut, and charged that they should not be opened till after the Sabbath. And some of my servants set I at the gates, that there should no burden be brought in on the Sabbath day. So the merchants and the sellers of all kind of ware lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. Then I testified against them, and said unto them, Why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you. From that time forth came they no more on the Sabbath. And I commanded the Levites that they should cleanse themselves, and that they should come and keep the gates to sanctify the Sabbath day. Remember me, O my power, concerning this also, and spare me according to the greatness of thy mercy. Here we have the children of Israel, and they are breaking the Sabbath day by physically buying and selling on the Sabbath day. Here we have Nehemiah contending with Judah, and he's questioning their actions as to why are you profaning the Sabbath day. They were initiating the spiritual fornication by buying and selling through the physical. And this is how you physically buy and sell. When you physically buy and sell on the Sabbath, you initiate the spiritual, you break the spiritual covenant of, you break the spiritual command, as in remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. And Nehemiah is setting forth order, and he commanded the Levites to cleanse themselves and to sanctify the Sabbath. See, this is how we know that it pertains to the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. The Levites were over the sanctuary at that time, and Nehemiah is commanding basically that they clean up their act and remember the Sabbath day by honoring the Sabbath day and remembering the Most High. And we know that they had the truth. They bought the truth because they read out of the book of Moses. Were they receiving it? They received it, but they were selling it physically and spiritually. Did they have wisdom, instruction, and understanding? Absolutely yes. But somehow they saw fit to abuse that knowledge of wisdom, instruction, and understanding by neglecting the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Therefore, on the reverse side, they lack wisdom, instruction, and understanding, or else they would not have been physically buying and selling on the Sabbath day. Now, did these people receive a microchip in their right hand or forehead? Absolutely not. But they were in captivity, right? They ended up in captivity. And until this day, we are still in captivity. But as the Most High is turning this captivity, we must initiate the spiritual process of writing His laws and statutes and commandments in our right hand and forehead. Now, we know that we are in captivity and we have to serve this time until the appointed time that the Most High break the borders and release His children. We are under grace. Now, does that mean that we abuse this opportunity? That we're under grace? Paul tells us the Most High forbid that we do such. So we practice the righteous acts. Revelations tells us that Babylon has become a place for every unclean spirit and a cage for every foul and hateful bird, as the book of Psalms tells us, as I'm speaking to the Hebrews first and then the Gentiles. If it had not been the Most High who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been the Most High who was on our side, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick, with their wrath was kindled against us. Then the waters had overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over us, the stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Most High, who have not given us as a prey to their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of the Most High, who made heaven and earth. So those who have escaped as a bird out of the snare of fowlers, the snare is broken, and you are escaped from the doctrine and the wine of Babylon. And your help is in Ahaya Ashur Ahaya, Bahashem Yeshaya, and the Ruach. And soon we shall see Zion. Those who have an ear, let them hear what the Spirit is saying.